The Trump administration has arrested a second student protester and set a deadline for Columbia University to give up control of one of its academic departments. On Friday, the Department of Homeland Security announced the arrest of Leqaa Kordia, a Palestinian student at Columbia. Immigration authorities accused her of overstaying her visa and detained her for deportation. Another foreign student, Ranjani Srinivasan from India, had her visa revoked for what the administration called support for Hammas, a misspelling of the Palestinian group Hamas. This follows the arrest of protest organizer Mahmoud Khalil last week. Khalil, a permanent U.S. resident, remains in detention as the Trump administration moves to strip him of his green card. His lawyer says Khalil has been denied private access to legal counsel.
Are being cited by the government for purportedly claiming to revoke his green card and putting him in removal proceedings. This is a person who is a lawful permanent resident. This is a U.S. person. Those grounds are vague. They are rarely used, essentially they are a form of punishment and retaliation for the exercise of free speech. We think it won't fly in federal court. We think it won't fly in immigration court, and it certainly should not fly in the court of public opinion.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem defended the arrests, saying that when you advocate for violence and terrorism, that privilege should be revoked. But civil rights groups argue that the administration is targeting students for their political views. At the same time, the White House has demanded that Columbia place its Middle Eastern Studies department under outside control by March 20th or risk losing federal funding. Other demands include abolishing the university's disciplinary board, banning masks on campus, and adopting a definition of anti-Semitism that critics say could restrict free speech. Tensions have been high at Columbia since mass arrests of pro-Palestinian protesters last year. The Trump administration has linked the protests to national security and promised to deport foreign students involved. Earlier this month, it revoked $400 million in federal grants to Columbia as a warning to other universities. Critics, including legal groups and student activists, warn that the crackdown is an attack on free speech. They also say the administration is using concerns about anti-Semitism as a pretext to suppress opposition to Israel's war in Gaza. As Homeland Security officials reportedly search Columbia dorms, concerns are growing over potential civil rights violations.